I'm not sure what it is yet.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
Nice.
Ni hao. Konnichiwa.
Privyet.
Privyet.
All right.
Do you guys have any other
Hola,
way?
it's appropriate
Yeah.
as well.
Hola.
Hola.
Hello.
Wei is how you answer the
Yeah.
phone to say hello in Chinese, not ni hao.
Nice.
I don't know why. We're going to play Hearthstone today. I'm Eric. I'm your host. Plan H PhD student at UW Milwaukee.
Hey, I'm Janelle. I'm also your host. I'm also a Plan H PhD student at UWM. That'll get easier eventually.
I'm Kelly. I'm off screen. I am also a Plan H student, PhD, UWM, Alphabet Soup.
And on the back couch, we have the Brazilian cohort.
Yes. I'm Daniel, a friend of the show. I'm a regular at the arena. Excited to play Hearthstone today. Getting my ass kicked by Eric was much better.
I don't know about that. And
I'm Fatima. I'm a big fan, and I'll keep you watching them play.
all right.
All right. Let's
So
do this.
today is special because a new expansion has come out. It's the Descent of Dragons. Now we did talk about this a little bit last week, and Daniel requested this. I want to make this abundantly clear.
Oh my god.
All right, I want to make so. I already have 7 packs here. I got those through promotions. Oh, and Galacrons.
that's what
Oh, yeah. And I get all the Galacrons. Woohoo! I got all the Galacrons. This is free. 5 free legendaries. Actually, the biggest promotion Hearthstone's ever done. They're really trying to get players back, I think, after a kind of down year.
It was super fast, between the announcement and the release of the expansion. Or it's just my
I think it was generally the same normal length, which is about a month between announcement and release. But I already have 7 from various promotional things, and I have 8,200 gold to spend on packs. Now, what I always do is I buy all the packs on day 1, and then I start saving for the next one, because that way I never craft a card that I'm going to end up opening. And thus, I'm going to open 90 packs in front of you guys. Because Daniel wanted me.
You could do this?
Yeah.
Really?
I
bought one by one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can buy packs. You can
Such a loser.
so there's 50 of them, and then I still have 32. You can only buy 50 at a time. So then
Oh my
we're
God,
going to buy
like-
32 here.
Oh.
Make sure it's Descent of Dragons. Right? We don't you don't want to suddenly buy 32 of the wrong one. All right. So now we have a lot. And I have 89 packs, not a full 90. And so
Take your time.
I just realized something
What?
that's really important to me. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to take a second break. Not a
Why?
1 second break. So for just a
Alright.
moment,
Mystery.
Janelle, tell us a little bit about your experience of playing Hearthstone as a new player recently.
All right. So I had never played Hearthstone before. Last Thursday, upon leaving upon finishing the stream, I downloaded Hearthstone to my phone and said, "Oh my god, I can play this on my phone." And then since then, for a PhD student working on seminar papers, I have played what can be called a lot.
Especially at this time of year.
Some might say too much, because it's really addictive.
Yes.
It's very fun to play. And I've pretty much only played against the computer because I'm afraid of other people. And so I'm just slowly gathering the packs that I need to fill out the base hero set of the mage and druid and all that stuff. So it's been awesome, but I do definitely feel that there's no way I can hold my own in online competitions yet because I just don't have the deck for it. Everybody's just way outclasses me in terms of what cards they can play and kind of the familiarity with the cards. So that is something I am working on.
So, you may be asking, what is our dumb host doing right now? First of all, he's turning off the nightlight, and now you can see my previous conversations with Daniel.
Oh, hey.
And I'm going to open up my Hearthstone deck tracker because I track every pack I open. I've tracked it for 2 years, so I'm not going to stop tracking today just because we're on the arena. So I will do this, and then I will actually transfer back to the regular PC to play. But I need to track my things. I can actually show you my stats from previous expansions once this opens up, but we can go ahead and open up Hearthstone 2. It's really easy to switch between platforms, which is nice. Obviously, they want that to be the case because they want you to be able to play on your PC and on your phone and stuff like that. And I happen to be signed in. So, whoa, familiar logo, Hearthstone.
So, now,
Yeah.
coming back to your point, I feel that Hearthstone, like, they make such an effort to like ease players into the game. Like for example, because you have a ton of other options like besides like playing in a competitive way. You know what I mean? Like because you have like solo adventures, you have like Tavern Brawl, you have like Battlegrounds now, and I don't know how you feel about that, Eric, but like from my experience, they have like a good matchmaking system. So I feel that like if you're like a beginner, you'll probably be playing with beginners as well. Like they do a good time like matching you to people that have like the same kind of like expertise and the same like cards that like are probably will make like a fair match between the two players. You know what I mean?
Got my papers open and everything here.
I feel that like this makes much.
I wasn't expecting to do this, and I saw that there was no overlay.
For new players, much more like.
Come on.
I don't know, like comfortable than other games.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely because there's a solo adventures mode, and in Battlegrounds where it doesn't matter what deck you have. Because of those things, I feel like I can get a much better sense of what like basic cards, like cards that everybody has, do and how they work and how they compare together, which I can't say for Magic, like the Arena, Magic Arena. I don't think I can say the same thing for that.
So, just to give you an idea of why we're doing this, like I have my pack track up. For instance, for Savers Old Doom, the last expansion, I opened up a total of 140 packs, and you can see my percentages here. 1% of the time I opened a legendary, or not 1% of the packs, 1% of the cards clicked was a legendary, etc., etc., etc. So, now we'll go ahead and we'll start opening up some packs. And we'll see my pity timer is here. That's for classic. So every 39 packs are guaranteed a legendary. But on average, you're going to have one every 19 to 20 packs. Now, I should get a legendary in the first 10 packs. Now, I always shake my packs a little bit.
I love it.
So, first pack, and now we got a legendary in pack number 1. That's not bad. And right now, we're opening with the gingerbread card back. We might change that in a bit.
It's really nice.
We opened golden legendary.
Really?
Wow, that's the streamer's luck right there. I have never opened up a golden legendary before.
In the first pack?
In the first pack.
And the legendary that I wanted.
You're watching Daniel suffer. I really like opening packs now. So, quick. So, golden grats. Thanks to Vita.
Nobody cares to Vita.
I love you, Tavita. I need to respond. Thanks. Oh, wait. Oh, wrong keyboard. Thanks. I can't believe it. I've never opened a golden legendary, so it's already already a good pack opening experience. So the thing to note about, Hearthstone cards are divided into 4 tiers: common, rare, epic, and legendary. There's no functional difference between the cards in terms of deck building restrictions, except that you can only have 1 legendary in a deck. Otherwise you can have 2 of all the other ones. In terms of cost, commons cost 50 to craft, rares cost 100 to craft, epics cost 400 to craft. And they also give you more when you disenchant them. Yeah. But the nice thing is golden cards are effectively trade-ins. Like, I can trade in a golden legendary for a regular legendary, and so on and so forth down the line. So this is worth 1,600 dust by itself, which is really good. That was really lucky. So happy, that's streamer luck, right? Like, I got an epic, so I can tell because of this what I got before the thing opened. So then you can hover. Oh, got an epic. Yeah. All right. Got 2 of that already. Yeah. Got Lightforged Crusader. Oh. New Paladin card. Now, we're not going to take too much time to look at the actual what the cards are doing. We're just going to kind of open them up.
3 Violet Spell.
Yeah, well, it's a common. So you're bound to get a lot of the commons over because that's the most likely card you're going to receive. Let's see. You can see down in the bottom left, I have lots of friends, and they're opening up packs right now. So you can see when they open legendaries, the game actually informs me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Eric have like 24 online friends. I have like 2, 3.
I friend request people I play a lot.
I'm gonna friend request you now, so you can like.
Yay. No, it'll be 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what another legendary.
Really?
Yeah. I can tell because the legendary pity timer will go down.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is it? All right, we opened that one last, of course.
Now you know. You gotta do it on stream.
Yeah, like yeah.
Ysera
Ooh,
Unleashed,
nice.
that one's pretty fun. I like Ysera as a character, so I like it. But I'm not really a druid player, so I know I got an epic because that went down. Now, normally you wouldn't have a pity timer like that tracking your thing. Actually, what I will do... Ooh, yes, a priest one. I'm a priest player by heart, so getting any priest epic right is really good because I'm probably going to craft it if I didn't open it.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty lucky so far.
yeah. Pretty lucky. There's a golden violet spell ring, and they're always in that same position. They're always in the top left.
Yeah. The game is broken.
Conspiracy.
Oh, another epic.
You picked up on the system fast. Two rares too.
Nice pack. That was a good pack.
Yeah. Cobalt Sticky Finger.
Apparently, Pirate Warrior is a great thing on this new expansion.
I don't believe it. Aggro decks always seem really strong right away because no one has optimized their decks yet. Tell me, if Pirate Warrior is good in a month, I'll believe it's good. But I'm not going to believe it's good on day 1 or 2 of the expansion.
Yeah.
Because the meta is like starting to develop right away, like really rapidly. Because you don't know, nobody knows what's good yet, right? Because we just have all these new cards. And so typically I would say that aggressive decks tend to fare good because people haven't optimized their decks against aggressive decks. They're just kind of slotting in the new interesting cards, right? That may or may not be good. And so aggressive decks tend to be good on I remember last time my first game of the season was against a Mech Hunter, which was like the best deck from the previous expansion. They had changed no cards. They were just like, I'm gonna pwn some noobs who are playing new cards.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Oh, another epic.
They beat me, that's for sure.
Now, like, this tracker here kind of takes away a little bit of the surprise.
No, yeah. What I do when I do it at home, I put a hat over my computer screen so I can't see it. But there's no way to turn it. There's no way to turn it off, and I do want to track my statistics. So I like it's the concession that we make.
There we go.
There we go. Now we can't see it.
Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Kelly's a genius. So for those of you guys can see it on stream, but we can't see it. So you'll know before. So nothing
Oh,
there.
yeah, they can actually.
Yeah,
Well, of course they can. We put something physically.
This is a fun stream so far.
One rare. So yeah, normally I will shake them even more than this. My process is much sped up for you guys. Normally, I'll give you an idea of what I normally do. I will normally go to all 4 corners. So I'll shake, and then I'll open.
I like that.
I got frustrated last time because I got pretty bad luck. And I just started hitting the space bar because that'll also work for moving it over. And I got really lucky while I was hitting the space bar.
You should be playing like Shake It Off by... Who plays it?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift?
That's Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Ye old T-Swizzle.
I've been talking a lot about superstition in games. Mostly in like dice etiquette. Because last D&DMs, I
Oh,
accidentally...
there's another legendary.
Oh
Nice.
my god, like... I mean...
It's almost like I'm
so
opening 80
lucky.
packs. Oh my god, another golden legendary!
Wow.
Holy crap!
I mean...
Okay, so I've never opened. So like I've been playing this game for 3 years. I have opened over 700 packs. This is the first time I've ever opened up a golden legendary, and I've gotten 2. Thank you, Tavita. I gotta send Tavita the heart. I care. Wow, I can't believe I got a golden legendary. Twice on stream. I gotta turn it up so I can hear him when he says the next golden legendary. Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah,
All right.
like...
Good for me. The gingerbread. I was like, maybe I should swap the gingerbread out, but no way. I'm always opening to the gingerbread
Man,
now.
you have a lot of violet spell wings. You have like an entire flock of
Just
violet...
the whole fleet.
Yeah.
The game doesn't it doesn't tell you how many you have over the number. It just says 9+ if you have more than 9. Just lame.
We give up. It doesn't matter how many.
Yeah,
we
like-
The
have.
worst thing is like after opening all these packs, I'm still gonna be missing like 1 common. And it'll be one I want. That
Of
always
course.
happens.
Yeah, but like you have 2 golden legendaries. You cannot like complain about it.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying like it's kind of funny how it works, like the statistics of it. Like you're like I'm bound to open up with about 100 packs in an expansion, which is about where I land, like somewhere between 100 and 140.
You should check at the corners. Like the corners gave you luck.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I don't really see. The thing is it was really funny because my best friend and I used to open packs. He quit Hearthstone between the last expansion and now, but we used to open on not on stream together, but over Discord together, and we talk about what we were opening and stuff like that. And it was really funny because he doesn't shake his packs. He was just like, he gets through them as fast as possible. He doesn't care, right? And it's funny because he is like much more superstitious than I am. And like, I'm like, I know this does nothing, but it's like my ritual that I do, right? Like, but then, like, they're like, well, then why don't you just go through it? And I'm like, well, it's like what I want to do. But it's like, but you don't believe in luck. And then like, I'll say something like, I'm not getting lucky. And they're like, but you don't believe in luck.
Yeah, but if you think about this as like an effective perspective, like it's important for you to like to perform this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like there is like a kind of like material enactment of like manipulating those things that like resemble like physical objects that are important as well. You know what I mean? Like so I mean objectively it doesn't like change anything, but like in terms of heart. Experience, you know what I mean? Like it's important, like.
So we're not even halfway done.
Even though like this is not the this is not my favorite pack opening animation
Golden
of
Rare.
the game.
Oh, it's a priest one too.
Like my favorite pack opening animation was from like the one with a lot of mechs, like
Goblins vs. Gnomes the Boomsday Project.
Doomsday Project.
So yeah, so what Daniel's talking about is watches when the pack opens and you see the pack come up and do that. That's actually different for every set.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like
whoa!
Oh my God!
It's all rares and then a legendary. There's no commons in this pack. Daniel, what are the chances it's golden?
Very little, but like the shaking is definitely working. Oh my God! Really?
So Daniel is a mage main, so he only plays mage. I have opened up both of the mage legendaries. Oh, another thing about the packs, you cannot open a duplicate legendary. So I've opened Malygos. I can't open another Malygos until I've opened all the legendaries. Because I think you used to be able to do that, and then they realized that it creates a really bad experience when you open up the same legendary 3 times, and you just, like, they're worthless, because you can only have one in your deck. So...
Man, I mean...
Daniel, I've like already opened twice as many packs as you opened. Why? I don't know why you're surprised that I'm opening up some good cards.
I opened 38.
Okay, 38. Okay, that's about as much as what I've opened up so far.
Yeah, but like I got one legendary, and it was like just a regular legendary.
Then your pity timer is really close to opening another one at least. But yeah, that sucks. I've been in that situation. Trust me, this is by far the luckiest I've ever gotten. You can look at the statistics. I can show you every pack I've ever opened.
I'm not doubting you at all. I'm happy to be part of this moment.
Yeah, it is a fun moment.
I'm happy to be clipping it later.
Yes.
Daniel getting progressively like mind blown over.
I love Kelly's your desire to clip things. I don't have that like desire to clip the stream, and so I'm glad that somebody in the collab is like, I want to clip streams. Like, yeah, that's great.
How many packs are you going to open, Eric?
In total today, it's about 90.
Yeah,
and we're at 40. We've opened 44. This is not an exciting stream. Actually, I will just note that YouTubers.
Oh my God, another one.
Oh gosh.
Another what?
Violet Spell.
Oh yeah. I will just note that YouTubers will upload in full their pack opening because people like to watch this. Like people like come in to watch streamers open their packs.
Because like we are anxious to see like another exciting thing. You know what I mean? Like.
Here's another epic. Dragon's Pack. That's a good one.
Ooh. Oh my God. Like, this is great.
So, let's talk a little bit about... Oh, go ahead.
You are choosing the cards you're going to play, right?
Eventually, I will choose the cards. Right now, I'm just opening up what my collection is going to look like.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I now virtually own Evasive Feywing, right? Like, it's in my collection, so to speak. Same thing with Dragon's Horde. And then I can... But what's nice about the Hearthstone economy is that, like, if I have duplicates of a card, or if I just don't like a card, I can disenchant it, which means, like, I can get part of the value of the card. Like, I could... If I don't want Awaken, I can disenchant it for, I think, 5 dust, because it's a common.
Yeah.
Or 20 dust, because this is a rare, etc., etc. So the disenchant is always way worse than... is like much worse than the crafting cost of something.
Sure.
So it's it's not bad to disenchant, but you want to avoid it if you can. I actually have not disenchanted a non-duplicate in 2 years. So that my collection's actually grown pretty substantially as a result. But I understand that not all players are as committed to me. Like, I'm free to play, generally speaking. I spent money early on, like 2 years ago, but I haven't spent money on any cards that are currently in Standard, basically. Outside of purchasing some solo content, which does give you packs. So you can argue that I'm not really free to play. But in terms of, like, I don't pre-order the expansion, I don't buy one-for-one packs. I don't, like, spend money on a pack. I might buy something related to the game that gives me a pack, but I wasn't buying it for the pack, so to speak. And so... I am also, I would say, I'm kind of an optimizer in this sense. I have really cared about what I open up in Hearthstone, and I don't think it is very normal for a player to do what I do, which is open up, like, spend like almost 10,000 gold typically on like the first week or two of the expansion, and then stop and just save. Like, I've been, like, the money that I spent on this. For this expansion, I can't hover the money in the bottom right because it's covered up on for our purposes.
I thought it was like 8,200 or something.
Yeah. The money that I had spent, like that money had been accruing in my account since literally August, right? Gotcha. So like what we're seeing now is like the reaping of me doing every daily quest for 4 months, basically, as well as you get 10 gold per 3 wins.
Okay, and that's what I was going to ask. Like, how is it then? Is it just through daily quests and, like, any in-game challenges that you generate that much gold?
Exactly.
And then at the same time, like, you have, for example, every month you have, like, the chest, like the ranked chest. And you can get some gold, you can get some dust, you can get, like, some, like,
got two in biggins.
And also, like,
gonna be crushing Daniel with that card.
They give packs from, like, for example, they had like a special event that like
another legendary.
Oh my god. Golden. Shake it off, baby.
Yes!
Oh my god, like the best card of the expansion.
Come on. You can't say it's the best card, it's day one.
Well, like I crafted this card. Like you're unpacking the cards that I crafted, you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's frustrating, but like I'm happy at the same time.
You're like, why can't this be my experience, basically? That's what you're saying. You're not like mad at Eric or jealous of me, right?
I'm mad at the algorithm.
Yeah.
Envious.
There you go.
So I think it's worth noting that Hearthstone does sit within a problematic trend of games as service in recent years. Now, I think games as service, I think we cannot say that term without some gamers having a negative conception in their mind. Sure. But I don't think games as service is inherently a flawed or problematic concept. So when I say it, don't take, for you viewer or for you in the room, don't take that as he said games as service, that's the bad thing, right? More, I think games as service in general as a model is something that I don't like it when games that shouldn't be games as services are games as services. Like when a fighting game is a game as a service, that bothers me. Because like to me, I just want to buy the game and play the characters.
Yeah, but like that's every fighting game today, basically.
Every fighting game has DLC. I would argue that that's a little different than games as service, and then maybe that was a bad example. I was more thinking of something relevant to Arena and Arena's recent interests.
Yeah, but like for example, would you consider Super Smash as games as service?
Only partially. I wouldn't consider it wholly because you have to purchase the base game and you get most of the content from purchasing the base game. Like, yes, you can purchase side content, right, and like unlock new characters and stuff, but those have been developed after the fact. They weren't baked into the premise of the game that you purchased when you purchased it for $60. And when you purchase it for $60, you should know what you're getting, and you know what you're getting exactly, right? The problem is in Hearthstone, if I spend $60 on packs, and this is as a game of service, I don't know what I'm getting, right?
So the loot box thing.
The loot box is like a big part of games as service.
So basically what EA is doing, like...
Yeah, like
EA
all the
business
time.
model, yeah.
Yeah. Another epic. Let's see. We got the Blowtorch Saboteur. That card sucks, but that's okay. I don't really mind opening bad cards. Since I've like kind of adopted this model, I've cared a lot less about what I open in packs because I typically just have enough dust. To put into perspective, I was telling Daniel about this earlier. Normally, the most expensive thing you can craft with dust, a single card, is $1,600 for a legendary, and then $400 for an epic. I currently have reserves of about 28,000 to 30,000 dust.
Oh,
so I have enough to really craft whatever I want whenever I want to because I'm just a habitual saver. Like I'm a dragon, and it's a thematic expansion for Eric because I do hoard my resources, but not in the sense of like you can't give your resources to someone else, right? What's in your account is in your account. I can't possibly give you, Janelle, like my dust or gold. So for me, it's like I just want to. It's like my rainy day fund. Like if I ever feel like crafting something, I don't want to feel like I have to disenchant a bunch of cards I may actually like or want to play, in order to play those.
So then is all that dust generated over like 2 years of
Yes.
saving? Okay.
Many years of saving, as well as when like Daniel said it, and I kind of glossed over it a sec. But ranked rewards actually help a lot. If you can, rank 5 is like where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. If you can get rank 5 every month, you get a golden epic, which is worth 400 dust in and of itself, as well as some golden rares. So it's worth like 500 dust just to hit rank 5, and I've hit rank 5 for 2 years straight. So if you think about that over 24 months, that's 24 times 4. That's almost like 10,000 dust right there.
Yeah.
Oh yes, a priest one.
Nice.
We're almost done. Let's see. It's only been 30 minutes. This is a really exciting stream.
Yeah. Like, this reminds me of poker a little bit. Like, when I'm playing poker, I like to open, like, my hand of cards very slowly to, like, taste every card that I have. You know what I mean? Like, like it gets the other players super annoyed because people are like, okay, this is my hand, and I'm like, I take a little stack, and I'm, like, opening like, one by one to see what I have in my hand, you know what I mean? Like, so I like opening the packs, like, slowly as well. Like, I open every card, like, individually to see what I have in the pack,
All right. Why doesn't everyone go ahead and open a pack?
Oh, good,
Go ahead.
All right.
Yes, thank you for shaking.
Sure. Thank you.
And,
All right.
yeah, let's see.
Here, say something for you.
No, I'm okay. I already had too
Go
much
ahead.
coffee today.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna put this in here. I'm happy you like it.
So you just click on the pack over on the left, and then you drag it over.
To the center.
Good. Okay. Now shake.
Oh, no.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
It's okay.
I
It
lost
will reward you.
and now?
Yep, and then you just click on the cards, and you get to see what we got. Double rare. That's a golden one.
Nice.
I would say you beat Janelle.
The
True.
animation's nice.
Oh, good. Done.
Yep. And go
Oh,
ahead,
good.
Daniel.
All right. Open up a gold legendary.
Let
Oh
us
my
see
God.
if you.
If Daniel opens up a golden legendary for me, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a really bad reaction.
I now
my
want to
God.
see it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, just an epic.
Hey, an epic's good.
Yeah.
It's another blowtorch Saboteur. That's like a meme card. Like it's just not like it's a card that's just not very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kelly.
1 second. I'll do the shake just because. Wait, no,
Oh,
we have to do the
yeah.
4 corners.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
I didn't.
And. Oh, do you have to like? Okay.
You can hover them to see a glowing background that will
Gotcha.
indicate what their rarity is
Oh,
before
yeah.
you open them.
Oh,
But presumably your computer already has the information at this moment, and that's why the overlay is able to
Yeah.
track what card
Yeah.
you've already gotten.
But we are just like dumb humans and we want to see the
We
fun
like the
animation.
surprise.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody opened CAD guard. Tavita, what are you doing? Open up Rise of Shadows packs.
Tavita is stupid.
Hey, come on.
I'm kidding.
To be fair, I've never met Tavita. Hey, golden epic. That's
Hey.
400 dust right there.
Nice.
That's like opening a legendary in terms of its
What you
value for
doing, Tavita?
disenchant.
Go
Okay.
home, you're drunk.
He's probably a whale. He probably just spends tons of money on the game. He's like, I need some more of these. Another golden epic.
Oh my
And it's a mage one. Oh,
nice.
Oh man, that is a fun
Alright.
experience.
only got a couple left. And then I'll go show you guys the collection and we can talk about that. But suffice to say, I think that,
Is it possible to have more than one legendary per pack?
yes.
Oh my god, I wonder.
You go look at...
Oh!
all right, here we go. This is likely our last legendary for the day.
Says that opens a 5-pack of legendaries.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. That.
And that's a priest too.
That's
Yeah.
a priest legendary, which is my favorite class. And we're going to have to talk about something else that happened today, because the biggest news in Eric's that ever happened for Eric happened today. I literally sent 3 messages, one to Daniel, one to my best friend who used to play Hearthstone, and one to my wife, with a picture, a screen cap of my desktop, and this is the best day of my life.
To his wife.
Yeah.
Yes, like, this is important, you know, like.
I'll explain in just a second. All right, last pack. Now what I'll do typically is we can remove the thing. I will open packs until I open my last legendary, and when it resets to 0, then I'm done. But I actually probably won't do that, because lately I've been opening up. They give you so many packs after the expansion that I don't really feel the need. So let's go ahead and we'll look at my collection and we'll swap computers, I guess.
But what was
Collection
the
updated. The image was very simple. It was today they gave every player for free this hero. Now, it used to be available just via Twitch Prime. And I wanted it so bad, and I wasn't a Hearthstone player at that time. And so I only play female characters in games. So being a priest main and not having the female character sucked. I don't want to play this dumb butt. You know, I want to play Tyrande, right? And so, like, you'll notice, like, today, actually this morning, I asked my wife, this character was rotating out. You can no longer purchase them. And I asked my wife, can I purchase them for, like, $6? And they were like, yeah, you can do this. So I purchased this character so I can play as female characters, because that's the rub for Eric, because I don't like playing male characters in anything. So, let's go ahead. And now what we can do is you can actually go to your collection and you can organize everything by... Yes, thank you. You can organize everything by new, and then it will show you all your new cards. And we know we opened, for instance, 7 of this card, and we opened 1 of these. So this is like our Druid Hall. This is our... And now I'm hovering all the cards, so that way we can, just get through them. This is our Mage Hall, the worst part for Daniel. We opened 9+. Like, right, it doesn't tell us exactly how many of that one we got. But we got both of the legendaries, and we got 1 of the epics.
Nice.
So that's pretty good. Let's see. Got some more. This is actually the first expansion where I don't think I opened a ton of 1 epic. In the past, like, it's been like, I can actually show you guys in a moment, but it'll be like I opened up like 6 of 1 epic. And it's like so annoying. Like, and imagine how much more annoying when it's a legendary, right? Yeah. That you can only put 1 of in your deck. So, like, this is one of the Galakrond is one of the new cards. And this helps the new player experience, right? This is uncraftable, but you get it for free. So, like, you get all 5 of the Galakronds, 1 for each deck, and they're legitimately the most powerful cards in this set, right? Or at least the most exciting cards in this set.
That's really interesting that they chose to give that away. I mean, I'm grateful.
Open the Deathwing, please, just to see.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
Golden cards have an animation attached to them, not just like a static image like this.
All the other ones, yeah.
So that's like the other advantage. And then we've got here, we're almost done with all our new cards. We can see, for instance, we only opened 1 of the card that Daniel called the most OP card, the controversial card from last week. There's a legendary.
Oh, you also have like the destroy your opponent armor card.
Did I? Well, that was a common. I mean, I would hope I got 9+ of it. That's what you're saying. Okay. So that's all the new cards we got. Now what we can do is we can see what are we missing. Now, no, I'm never going to have all the cards in Hearthstone. Like that would be kind of absurd. You kind of, that's the wrong one. So what we're going to do is, what I can do first is I'm going to search for common. And right now I'm searching only in Descent of Dragon. Kuman. And so this is part of my thing. So I know that each class got 3 common cards. So got all of them. Got all of them. Got all of them. Got all of them. Ooh, only barely got all of this one, right? I only got 2 of that one. Got all of them. This is what I do. Like, this is legitimately what I do. Like, I'm not just doing this for stream. Like, because this is not entertaining.
You're just checking if you have everything you need. That's right.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, I have to click the crafting button. 1 sec. Because there's there could be a card that 1 sec. Let's. Yep. Okay. So I actually got I think every common, which is actually kind of rare. Let's go ahead and check the rares now. I don't think I opened all of them. So I got all the Druid ones. I got a lot of this rare, right? I got 8 of that. Got all these. Got all these. Wow. So far, pretty good.
Nice.
Did not get 2 Chrono Breakers. Don't think that card's actually good, though. I really want 2 of these, because my favorite deck is Quest Rogue. My favorite deck is Quest Rogue, and suffice to say, without going too deep in the woods, Quest Rogue wants 2 of these. I also want 2 of these, so I'll probably end up crafting those. Didn't open any of this. I didn't actually. My Shaman Hall is really weak, right? There's 6 total rares, right, that I could open, and I only got 2 of them. So pretty good though. Only got 1 of these, one of those. Overall, pretty good haul. And then we'll go to epics, and now you'll see this is where it get like you can see where the dust economy starts to come in. I'm gonna I got 2 of that, but then only got 1 of 4, 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 2 of 4, 1 of 4, 1 of 4. So if I really need this card, I need to craft it 0 of 4, 1 of 4. And then these are neutral, so they can go in any deck, and I'm missing just quite a few of them. And then lastly, we can do legendaries.
Oh.
And for legendaries, we can see I got 1 of 2, 0 of 2, 2 of 2,
Oh.
0 of 2, 1 of 2. This is not a legendary card, but it happens to have legendary as a keyword, so that's why it's showing up in the algorithm. 0 of 2, 0 of 2, 0 of 2, 1 of 2, and 1 of 5. Sorry, 1 of 4, but the 5th one was another free card that was given to players called Sathravar. Yeah. So we will craft 2 cards here. I really want to craft Kronk's Dragonhoof because I think it's a really good card.
The crafty animation is so beautiful.
Yeah, so it costs us 1,600. We have 2,500 right now. It also, as I hover this, it'll show us. So you can only earn 100 gold through wins a day. So it'll show me how far I am, and it'll show me how many wins I am. Like 2 out of 3. When one more win, I'll get 10 gold. So, so let's go ahead and we're gonna craft this one because I really want this card.
That is a sick animation. You're right.
I love like how the pieces are come
Come together and everything.
Beautiful.
And then I want to craft Flick Sky Shiv, but I'm actually gonna have to disenchant some stuff for that. So no, there's a thing in the game called the button, which is disenchant extra cards. You may be able to notice I have a lot of extra cards. It's because, like, for instance, this is a card from earlier this year. I still have 6 copies. I have not pressed the button in a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Golden, Epic. And these are all my Golden Epics in Standard, and I'm just going to go ahead and disenchant some of them that, like, I don't think I need.
Like, there's no point in, like,
the Golden cards have no functional value over the other ones.
And at the same time, like, you can only have 2 of the same card in a deck, so you only, like, need 2 of the same card. Eric has card that, like, he have, like, 6, 10, 11.
This card is not very good, so I'm going to go ahead and disenchant it.
So what's the value in keeping that?
You should ask
So
Eric.
what's the value in keeping that?
Think of it as like liquid assets versus non-liquid assets.
Tangible?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, so here, like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, these are Golden Epics. So, like, Big Game Hunter is an epic still. I may not have 2 Big Game Hunters. So it still functions as a Big Game Hunter, right? But... So I keep it around for that reason, and also I think if I can see that I have tons and tons of dust, I'm more likely to spend it. If it's locked up in these cards that I haven't yet to disenchant, then I'm less likely to do it. I actually want to switch to golden rares because I know I have like all the rares I want. So like I can go in here and be like, okay, let's see. So like actually what I want to do is I probably just want to put rare in. Hey, come on. I want to see like I have 5 nether breaths, so I can disenchant these with impunity, right? Because I have 3 more over and so I'll disenchant these. And then let's see, this Inferno, I have a golden one, and I have 7 regular ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and disenchant that.
Well, like that's the point. Like you don't need 7 of the same card.
Yeah.
Like if for Eric it's like an investment. It's like savings. You know what I mean? Like.
Makes sense.
In terms of resources, is that right, Eric?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Let's go ahead and we'll jump to Druid quick. Like this one, I have 5 of that one, so I can disenchant this. So I typically don't spend too much, and then I just want to get, I want to get this, I want to get my boy. We'll go ahead and click. And here what we can do is we can see my whole collection here. If I click Legendary, you can see, here's like, I have like all these Legendary cards, but I don't have all those other Legendary cards. But I really want Flick Skyship, destroy a minion and all copies of it. I think this card's just really cool. I think it's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. And now we're going to we'll do the switch back to the PC because I don't want to, this is going to run out of batteries sometime soon, running Hearthstone for so long. So with that concludes our session of the arena. No, never mind. Okay, but we can see here, I opened legendaries at a 1.3% rate. Actually not that different than, for instance, Saviors of Aldun, 1.1, Rise of Shadows 1.0, Rastakan's Rumble 1.1, Boomsday Project 0.9. So a little bit higher than average, but I haven't finished opening packs yet, so it'll probably go down a little. Epic's at 4%, we'll see, and Alduma got 4.6%. So you can see though, you know, that's why I keep track of my things, my packs. And then I want to, this doesn't matter anymore. So goodbye, computer. And then we'll switch over to the other computer and restart Hearthstone from there. It should only take a second. All right, but now let's actually play some Hearthstone. Does that sound like fun? Wait, oh, it's gonna make me log back in? All right.
But do you have decks already?
No, we have to build a deck. See, claim your free Tyrande hero. The best day of my life.
So then, are we gonna build a deck on stream?
We'll build a deck on stream based on what we currently have. We won't craft anything more. I will just note, it's been my habitus, so to speak, to always buy or always craft a legendary or two once I get done opening packs. I've done it for 2 years. Like that's like to me, it's part of maintaining the joy because like I am super thrifty in terms of my hoarding resources, but at the same time, I want to on expansion day experience the joy. Not like a lot of people will tell you never craft anything on day one. You don't know what's going to be good, even if you think those cards that you crafted are going to be amazing. Like they're not safe. Like they may end up being totally bad cards that you don't end up using. For me, if I did that, then I would be a complete miser. So I like to pull back my mising tendencies. One of the things I do is I'm like, oh yeah, I will craft some legendaries on day one. So I have a couple decks here.
Structures.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and erase all of our decks because we don't need them anymore.
Goodbye decks.
Goodbye decks. So I'm gonna go ahead and we will start with a rogue deck.
I knew it.
Did it go? It didn't go through. I was like, what the heck? All right.
You clicked back.
Yeah. All right. Now note that the game actually. Oh, shoot, I want to go back to that. Darn it.
Rip.
Okay, one sec, everybody. Don't
What are you doing, man? Like.
Stop. What are you doing me? I've got a purpose in mind.
What?
I'm gonna go to rogue. All right. There are recipes. So like if I don't like that, I could click this and it will fill out a deck for me in case I don't know how to build a good deck or something like that. But we're pretending that we're good at this game. So first thing I really want to do is I really want to try out this Galakron card, right? This is like the new free card you got. It upgrades if it gets invoked because Galakron's like this god and you invoke him to like make him stronger. And so like all these cards invoke Galakron as well as these cards invoke Galakron. And Kronks draws Galakron so you can play him, or if you've already played Galakron, it unleashes a devastation upon the opponent. So that's why I craft. This is one of the cards I crafted. This is like, in terms of safe cards to craft, it's pretty safe because if you're running Galakron, you're probably going to run Kronks, right? Okay. So I'm going to run Kronks in my Galakron deck. I'm going to run this, and now I need to craft another Seal Fate, so we'll go ahead and we'll create that.
This Galakron mechanic reminds me a little bit of Kitun.
Yes, go ahead and tell us a little bit about Cthulhu. Cthulhu was a card from an old days.
Yeah, Kitun was a...
Well, not... I want to put in the golden praise Galakron.
Yeah, Kitun was a legendary from what's the expansion?
Put in Kelly's favorite.
Yes. Sorry.
What's the expansion of Kitun, Eric?
That was Whispers of the Old Gods.
Whispers of the Old Gods.
So one thing
Kitun
to know.
is one of the old gods on Warcraft lore.
Okay.
So they had like Kitun was a card that like when you play him, he deals like the same amount of his attack in damage.
I thought we opened one of these. Huh.
And the opponent's like mixed into the opponent's minions and the opponent face. But like you had a lot of cards that like increase Kitun's attack in your deck. Like you play a card and then this card, when you play it, like it gives Kitun more attack or more health or whatever. So this invoke mechanic is similar. Like when you play invoke card, you are actually like making Galakron stronger. So this kind of like it draws on like the Kitun mechanic from back in the day. You know, like you're playing cards to make like something stronger that is not like in your hand. It's like buried in your deck. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
So it's interesting in terms of like.
So we disenchanted some cards
because
we really wanted to make a particular card.
Narrative, because like you're invoking, you're like you're making this ritual of like building up the strength of this
there we go.
being that will come into play eventually. You know what I mean? Like, And I've been playing like against some of the Galakrond decks like earlier today, and it's very interesting. Like when people invoke Galakrond, you can feel like a little bit of dread, because like you feel,
know,
oh my
he's
god,
coming.
he's coming. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
So interesting.
So, yeah, one thing to note about the cards, they all flavor text. For instance, this card's 4 mana 3/3. If you've invoked twice, add 3 coins to your hand. 3 gold. Do you have any idea how long this quest chain was? You know, like, and so all these, you know, he's not actually that patient. It just takes a while for someone to walk by that he can actually reach. You know, like, you know, there's, you know, tons of stuff like that. I really love the rogue cards from this expansion. So what I'm thinking, so what Galakrond does is he adds a lackey to your hand, and whenever you invoke him, so that's his new hero power that you get when you play this hero card. And also, when you invoke Galakrond, you do the hero power. So in this case, it adds a lackey to my hand. So of course I'm going to add High Spirit and Togboggle, who if I control lackey, I get a fantastic treasure. So of course I'm already running lackeys, so I should run that, right? Similarly, lackeys only cost 1. And Rogue, this is why it's really good for Rogue. Rogue loves to combo things together, right? Combo cards. And so for instance, Edwin Van Cleef, combo. So it means if I played another card this turn, do this. Gain +2/+2 for every other card I play this turn.
Oh, wow.
Similarly, Eviscerate, deal 2 damage. Combo, deal 4 damage instead. This one is bonkers. Combo, gain 2 attack. And then, so like, that's too good. I don't want it. But I really like Spirit of the Shark in this deck. Your battle cries and combos trigger twice instead of just once. But it's a 0/3 that costs 4 mana, so you kind of have to play it cautiously. But we're going to go ahead and we'll put 2 in because we're trying to have fun today. I don't think this card has always been what we'd call, like in Battlegrounds, bait. It's never as good as it seems. Like you think it's good, but it actually doesn't, it just never does enough. So let's go ahead and we'll add in, we're trying to think. We'll add in some new cards. So I can do Dragon.
Are you gonna do like a steel package as well? Like
no, not in this deck. This is gonna be pure Galakrond madness. Oh wait. 1 sec. I want to do Invoke. I want to add the 2/2 rush or the 4/5 with taunt. Everyone's saying this one's way better than this one. So we'll go ahead and we'll put in 2 Shields of Galakrond, but I'm not gonna include that one. We'll split the difference. We'll see which one's better in practice. I don't want to include too many Invoke cards because I think that they're overall a little weak. But the point is that you're invoking Galakrond for later.
Right.
All right. What else do I want to include? So like new cards. What's a new card we could put in? We'll put in one big old whelp because I think this is a really good new card. 5 mana 5/5 draw card.
I love this
So
card.
Fatima, what is it like your first experience with deck building?
Well, I'm trying to understand. I'm not understand everything, but I use it to play Magic. Long time ago, Magic with cards.
Yeah.
A long time ago. So it's not very strange for me. But of course, there are new functionalities and things like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it.
Oh, Shadow Step. I need Shadow Step. Sorry,
I
go.
love
Keep
the
going.
Cards, I love the arts, and I understand a little.
Nice.
Now, what I love to do when I'm nearing the end of it. Oh wait, we won't backstab. All right, well, we'll do it in just a sec. So I want 2 backstabs because backstab is just a classically great rogue card. 0 mana, deal 2 damage to something. Like it's very rogue because it allows you to do your combos because it's a 0 mana card, right? Now, last but what I like to do is we're at 29 out of 30, so I like to put in I want to put in a legendary card, right? So we'll look at some of the legendaries that we have.
I mean, did you put it Questing Adventurer?
Ooh, that could be really good here. Okay, we'll put in Questing Adventurer.
I shouldn't have said
We'll
that.
put in
because
one.
Playing you in this card is hard to deal with.
Yeah.
We'll take out. We have to take out something to fit in 2 though. Typically, you want to run 2 of things because you want the consistency of your deck. Mm-hmm. We'll take out the Devoted Maniac.
Do you need the big old whelp?
No, oh yeah, you're right. The big old whelp. That's the filler card. It's not actually like that good in our deck. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and call this one Galakrond Road.
Oh my God, Eric's crazy today. Yeah.
Oops, whipping everything around.
That's
Typically
the
when
effect of opening like
I
15
homebrew a deck,
legendaries.
I will typically try to name it like a pun or something, but I don't have time for that. All right, then
like that.
today we'll also build. Should we build a priest deck? We could build Galakrond Priest.
So, what's like the general logic when you're building a deck?
General lot.
Yes.
Would you like to us to add a Galakrond to your deck? Sure. What's the general? Sorry, what was that?
Like,
General logic.
yeah, general logic when you're building a deck. What should you absolutely do?
I mean, you have to think about like, what's your win condition? Like,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if, because like you have some archetypes of decks, like you have decks that are more like tempo oriented, like decks that are more aggressive, like that decks that encourage you to like build a board quickly and aggressively and try to end the game fast. You know what I mean? Like, or you can have like more control oriented decks that like are based upon like controlling the board and building resources in order to like overwhelm your opponent later. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like managing resources. But like every expansion like eventually like makes up like new archetypes and different ways to play around. Like, so the important thing is thinking like, what's the overall strategy of this deck? Is a deck that I need to like play aggressively? Is it against like these other decks? Or is a deck that I have to like to be more careful and manage my resources and try to outvalue the opponent? You know what I mean? So it's different because like you have to consider the end game. You know what I mean? Like there are some decks that like if you lose some of your like resources in the beginning of the game, there is no point anymore. Like you cannot win. You lost. You lost already. You know, like more aggressive decks. An aggressive deck. If you're playing a more control version and you can manage to like stop your opponent, like stop like the first advances of your opponent, an aggressive deck cannot like outvalue a control deck.
Gotcha.
In the long run, you know what I mean? Because a control deck can build more resources and feels much more powerful in the late game than the beginning of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it also so I would say that like the first thing to think about is like what's my strategy to win using this combination of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right, Eric?
Yeah. I just built a whole deck while you were talking.
Nice.
So I wasn't paying as close attention. So, you want to think about like synergies. You want to think about like how does this deck win? That should be your first thing. And then you want to think about things like curve. So, for instance, here we can actually look at the curve of like my Galakron deck. We can see like how many 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and etc. is. And so you want to have a good curve because if you're like too expensive, then you're not going to be doing anything for a lot of turns. But if you're too cheap, you're going to spend all your resources then not have anything to do.
Right.
So curving out is really important. Why don't we go ahead? Actually, let's go ahead. We'll make a mage deck just to make Daniel mad. Wait, we won't make a mage deck. I've got a better idea.
Yeah, I'm playing the mage deck again.
I have almost every single mage legendary actually, and I didn't even have to craft any today. But here's this deck. I'm only missing a Conjurer's Calling. We'll replace that with a big ol' whelp. Actually, we'll tell them. They think we should replace it with either Fireball or Flame Strike.
Fireball.
There we go. Kelly's. So this is the deck that they recommend. All right, Daniel, you want to play?
Yeah, sure.
Are you on?
So
Daniel needs to sign in. No. He should sit over there. He doesn't want to see what my hand is.
Duh. Obviously.
Cheater.
Go
Go to the corner, Daniel.
There was a fireball card in Magic, and I like it too.
You know what's up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Can I light you on fire?
All right. So, but yeah, deck building is like one of the most fun things because you're able to like adjust your deck in so many different ways to try to fit the meta. So, for instance, a great way that I often will adjust my decks is like, let's say I'm running a rogue and I'm not running backstab for one reason or another. Noob, says Daniel. All right, go ahead.
Daniel, this is an odd question. What time do they lock the break room?
It won't not. It's like not until like 5:30 or 6.
yeah, I have the key also.
Okay.
The break room, you mean like the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the key.
Okay.
Waiting
'cause I'm
for
gonna leave in a
Daniel
minute,
Marquez to
but-
respond to your challenge. No, I'm just
I just
joking.
didn't want to take the glass and then leave and then not be
No.
able
Let's
to
start with
wash it,
this.
then come back in.
All right, so now we're opening up. So anyway, so like with backstab does 2 damage to something. Rogue's hero power gives them a 1/2 weapon.
Okay.
And so I know Priest. If Priest is big in the meta, they like to play a 1/3-on-1. Typically, they call Northside Cleric, which is like a super busted card. It's really really good. We'll keep our Invoke Galakron card because I think it'll be okay. But I don't really want any of these things right now. These are all cards that kind of go with other cards or are too expensive, and so I don't need them right now.
So then usually.
Oh, I should have put Pharaoh Cat in this deck. Frick. I can't keep up anymore, says Force. Oh, I'll ask. I always try to keep. What do you mean? I'm about to dust on my wild cards. All right. So, anyways, one thing I like to do is, against Priest, I will backstab, dagger down their 1/3. Because if you leave that thing up, it will just kill you. Like, because it draws cards. And
Right.
so, and getting cards drawn against you is just really bad. So I dagger here, and the question is, do I punch his 1/2? Now, there's the advantage to punching the 1/2. Thanks, Daniel. The advantage is if I punch it, then I can punch it again next turn, and it dies. The disadvantage is that next turn I might want to just play deal 3 damage to this and kill it, right?
Right.
And then I'm taking the damage and losing the durability on the weapon. It's a 1/2, so it does 1 damage. I have 2 charges. I'm going to go ahead and say...
But if you attack directly, then it doesn't affect the armor, right?
What? I got disconnected for some reason.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh. I guess this existential question doesn't matter.
What was the question?
Do you attack directly, or do you just attack the minion?
I could attack the face if I want to.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just pass. Because I also have this 2/2, Rush Invoke Galakron, and that will just kill this straight out, right? And I might want to coin out this next turn.
Okay.
Ooh, but I can just Seal Fate that. But in which case, it was probably better to attack this. Because if I knew I had another target to seal the fate of, seal the fate of. This will add a lackey to my hand, too. I got to remember that these invoke cards, it's not just a 2/2 rush. It also invokes. Now, the cool thing about invoke is that it does something different depending on what Galakron class you're playing. If you're playing priest, it adds a random priest card to your hand. Rogue, it adds a lackey to your hand. Shaman, it does something different. We'll go ahead and do this. And we're going to go ahead and not make the mistake we made last turn. We have this other weapon in our hand, which is really good in our deck, because a lot of our minions have these battle cries, right? Like battle cry, invoke Galakron. Battle cry, destroy all minion, right? And so anything that returns the minion back to our hand can be pretty... Oh, we can hurt Daniel.
Fuck him up.
Get him.
Let me
Sorry,
check my-
Daniel. I love your coffee.
Ooh.
We do this first to make sure we don't summon Dooms. Oh, that's a high roll. We can't.
Really?
Oh man.
So this card gets bigger
Oh.
based on how many cards I played, and I
Oh
played
my
3 1-cost cards. All right, I played 2 1-cost cards, and then I used the coin. And so now
What's the battle cry for that one on the left?
this one
Yeah.
adds 2 1/1 pirates to my hand. So it fits our game plan because we have
Yeah.
these combo cards that we want
Right.
to like activate, and so like these are easy to combo with other cards.
Right.
Ooh, cute little Azure Explorer. He's eating a book.
That's a little guy. That's good.
So we can kill that with our 4/2 weapon
Yeah.
here if we want.
Little
Well, we actually kind of made a mistake. Well, not a super mistake, but a little mistake. We'll see what happens here. I think what I want to do next turn is I want to play the Devoted Maniac and run it into this, and then run my Pirate into this. What I really want is if I control a lackey, I choose a Fantastic Treasure. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure I have a lackey next turn, because that's when I can play this.
Right.
This card, if I've invoked twice, I add 3 coins to my hand, which would be amazing with this.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play this girl and invoke Galakron and see which lackey the game gives us. Our Galakron has now been invoked twice, so this is active. And this one discovers a spell. So now the question is, do we want to play it or not? There's an advantage and disadvantage. The disadvantage to playing it is it could disactivate this if we control lackey, because we won't have any in our hand and we wouldn't have any in the
Right.
field if he clears our board. But I'm willing to take that risk because we have a lot of things that make lackeys. Togwaggle Scheme is really good. Ooh, we're scheming. All right, so we run. So this has Rush. That means it can attack when it comes into play, but it can't hit face. So I'm going to go ahead and kill his minion because it has spell damage, which makes his spells more powerful. And then we're going to run all these into his face.
So then, is the difference between rush and charge that charge you can attack anything right away, but rush you can't attack the face?
Yeah, charge can attack face, yes.
Okay.
There's Fireball.
Yes. Fucking love Fireball.
So now we have actually a tricky turn. This is a really tricky turn. And here's why. We can play this and get a fantastic treasure. But we have Toggle Scream. Choose a minion and shuffle additional copies. It's 2 now, but it upgrades to 3 next turn. If I wait a turn and I scheme my Togwaggle, then I know not only do I get the treasure, but I also would get him back in my deck to get more treasures. Which is, we actually put this card in our deck for that reason. That said, in the words of the Hearthstone God, tempo is good, but I think we can hold off a turn by doing this, which gets bigger with every card we play, and then we'll play both of these pirates, so it'll make this bigger.
Nice.
Alright, I keep telling myself I'll get into the wild, but I'm still missing many cards across the expansions. I can't keep up with standard anymore without little play. This is good for us because now we can do our super secret strategy of Togwaggle. We get a fantastic treasure. Now they all cost 3, so we won't be able to play it this turn, but draw 3 cards and reduce their cards to cost to 0. That seems good to me. They're always the same 4 treasures, and we're going to shuffle 3 more into his deck. So hopefully we can draw one of them.
Oh my God.
And then we're going to run this. I don't want this 7-4 to live, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch, 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 get rid of it, and then this is why board control is really important, right?
Yeah.
Having cards in play is really strong. We still have Flick as well, which is instant removal for any minion that Daniel plays. He reduced the cost of the dragons in his deck. Oh, he got rid of our 1 lackey, which is going to make our lives a little harder. But I have a plan. So I want to first Wonderstone. We want to check our. We don't want to overdraw, right? So we'll do this.
Right.
7, we go down to 6, then we go up to 9. Give a minion +1 attack, gain a lackey. Give a minion +1 attack, gain a lackey. These are really good. Let's go ahead and we're going to do them all right now. And then we can give a minion +1 attack. We're going to go ahead and give this +2 attack. We've now invoked a bunch of times. These cost 0 because we... And then discover a dragon. This is a different lackey. Deal 2 damage to something. So we could make this really big if we wanted. And I think it is...
I think you want to.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and do this. And do this. So now they're both really big, and we go face to face.
Oh man.
We're winning so hard, and we've got a really good value strategy because we have 3 of this in our deck. Like Daniel. Poor Daniel.
Jesus Christ.
He's sitting there with his head in his hand.
He's refused.
It's worth noting that I am trying like my best here with a new deck, and like so, and I know that my deck is like pretty aggressive. But here, we can... Ooh! They open Dragon Queen out treasure. That's another card I'm definitely going to craft.
The pleasure is mine.
That's not like a greeting.
That's what she says. It's not my fault.
Oh,
Oops.
Daniel has just.
I love how
4
passive that is.
Threaten.
Mistakes were made.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh.
Well played.
Well
That's good. That heals him a little bit. Daniel's
Polymorph
not...
Makes me so
Daniel's
angry.
not as dead as he was.
Oh, good.
Okay, so here's what... Let's see, how do I want to do this?
What to do?
I mean, we could just do this. So this is called lethal. We just play this, kill this, and we win. Sure, we'll play our new card. We'll kill Daniel. We could have done some really fancy plays where like we kill this sheep, then we attack with the weapon. The weapon returns when our minions to our hand, and we start doing crazy stuff.
No.
Thank you for joining us, Kelly.
Yeah.
I'll see you at D&D tonight.
Y'all.
All right. Oh, why did it exit out? Did I do that? Standard do.
Let's play. You gonna play the priest now?
Yeah, I'll play priest or the mage. Yeah.
We're waiting for Daniel to respond to the challenge.
So the reason why it says Daniel's name instead of his username, I think, is because Daniel has it set to real ID, and then he has it set to show real ID. I think
Right.
on Daniel's, I think it just says on mine it just says SNES because I don't have I have real ID in, but I don't have it as the default what it shows when it shows
That makes
me.
sense, yeah.
Because I do have all these friends. Like I haven't met the vast majority of these people. I know Travis, but otherwise. So this card's a good 2-drop. We'll keep a dragon just to activate if our We have it if you're holding a dragon, so we'll keep it to activate that, and we'll keep the other dragon because this is our best card on 2 in this deck. Hey, yes! So this reduces the cost of all the dragons in our deck by 2. That is very good early on because our deck still has a bunch of cards in it.
That's true.
So hopefully that works out well. Ooh, we got the Fate Weaver. If we invoke tries to reduce the cost of cards in our hand by 1. So now we get a free card. Now to beat Daniel, do we want health? Do we want a kind of minion buff? Or do we want Shadow or Death? I think Shadow or Death, destroy a minion with 5 more attack.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
think that.
solid removal. If Daniel gets ahead, we can use this as a cheap way to get rid of one of his big minions. So Daniel's doing kind of what we did. Remember last game, we had to make the decision whether we wanted to hit because it would hurt our face. Here, he's got nothing to do presumably. So, but what we can do is... Oh, by the way, I've never played as Tyrande, so I'm so happy.
excited?
So let's go ahead and let's...
Blessings to you.
See, that's so nice.
That's
a greeting.
nice. Well, look at well played.
Well played.
Also nice.
Thank you.
We're about to play that same card.
Brilliant.
And so there's no point in us punching here to here because it won't kill it, and he might just want to make this value trade
Right.
anyways.
That makes
So
sense.
we go face because it's going face, so to speak. The big difference between Magic and this, as you'll notice, is the attacker has the advantage, right? They get to pick what,
okay.
right, where their things go, whereas the Magic, the defender gets to pick
Defender,
where
yeah.
gets to pick
That's
where
right.
things go.
Okay.
So then, if he takes out Frizz, whatever last name, Kindle
Ooh, this
Roost.
is pretty good.
If he takes out Frizz Kindle Roost, do we lose the effect of -2 cost for all dragons?
No. It's a battle cry. So it says battle
it just
cry.
happens.
It happened, and
Cool.
now it's there. So it's, for instance, our big old whelp is now 3, and since it draws a card, I'm like, I want to know what I draw. All right, invoke Galakron is good, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna punch here. Now this is 1. His hero power does 1, so we'll go ahead and, but we can heal this up to 3, and then
Yeah.
that's gonna be harder for him to deal with. So that's why I made that what's called a value trade. And Priest is generally pretty good at making value trades because they can heal their minions back up. Alright, so that adds to 1-cost spells from their class to your hand, which is really good. Let's go ahead and check out her other ones. Brilliant.
A mistake.
And
You will regret this.
Shut up.
we're just showing what they are. So Daniel's got a really special portrait here. Now, this is not the default mage portrait.
Yes, I've
nor
noticed
is
that.
it one you can purchase. This is if you get 1,000 wins in ranked mode with mage, you get this portrait. I have the 500 wins priest one, but this is way
Okay.
cooler than that. Whoa, Daniel didn't do as much that turn as I thought he would. Okay, so this costs 5. Ooh, we're kind of a tricky turn here. So we have a couple things we can do. Now, one option is we could play this 5/4. This becomes a 5/4 because it gets +1 attack if I'm holding a dragon. I am. And then I could kill this and it's still alive, which is good. And then I could heal it up. So I think that that's our best play, even though it's maybe not. It's what we'd call the value play because I get to keep both my minions in play. I could have, for instance,
Right.
played this bigger boy, but then I would have been in danger of him being able to make value trades on me. So typically you
Right.
want to make value trades to stay ahead. Ooh, that looks like he's going to play some sort of spell to deal damage to these, because this has +2 spell damage. So if he plays, there's a card that does 1, there's that,
Yeah.
deal 4 to a minion if it is holding a dragon, discover a spell. And so bam, there goes our guy.
Yeah.
And then he's got another one, so he kills both of our guys. So that's pretty good for Daniel. Let's see. So now we have to choose what we're going to do. Well, it'll depend on what we draw, because we could draw a cheap boy. Oh, that's a really good card, because we didn't... Basically, our problem was that we have a bunch of 5-cost cards,
Right.
and we're at 7 mana. So we were kind of in a hole a little bit. So I think what we want to do is... I think I want to play this and this, since they both give me a random card. But this one lets me pick what random card I get. And so I'm going to play that first and see what I get to see if it changes my play. This is pretty good. Destroy 3 of your mana crystals. Give all the minions in your deck +2/+2.
What?
Now, the thing is we're getting in later into the game, and all my minions are discounted already. So not only would they be... So the mana crystals don't matter as much, or we can just take another Shadow or Death or a Divine Hand. We actually got both of these last time, which is kind of funny. This restores 6 health to all friendly characters, which I think is actually probably better. And we're going to play this, and it will add invoke Galakron, so we see Galakron come up. It gives us a random priest minion. pretty bad one, actually. 5 mana, 5/8 is really beefy,
Yeah.
but it can't attack when it's taking any damage, and priests can deal 1 damage pretty easily with their hero
Right.
power. So then it makes it so I have to keep healing it in order to get it to go. Now we do have this, which will restore it back up to probably full health. Daniel's doing Moringa beats on his phone.
So what's that exclamation point up there by the mage face?
Oh, yeah. So Daniel played what's called a quest. Now, there used to be quests that were only legendary, and they always started in your hand. And they would basically change your hero power when they were done. So they were these really big, dramatic build-around effects. Kind of like, if we're talking about deck building, you put a quest in your deck, and then the quest will say to do something, like
Right.
play cards that didn't start in your deck, right? Which I think might be this one. Or this one, spend 8 mana on spells. So once he does that...
6/6 dragon.
So, alright, so Daniel took out my stuff. This will add a random thing to our hand. Alright, so we can kill this. My question is, do I have any way to kill this? Which is what I would really like to do. I'd like to kill both of them, but I don't think I have the opportunity. Oh, we could kill both if we really want, because we can destroy a minion with 5 or more attack by punching on that. And then we can deal 7 damage to a minion like that. That seems okay.
Does anything have rush that can do it?
No, nothing in my hand has rush. This does 1 damage to all the minions. This draws a card. If I've invoked twice, reduce the cost of cards in my hand. Oh, by 1. Ooh, we could do this, and now we've got. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Okay, Echo restore 2 health to your hero. That's pretty good. Maybe I made a mistake here. That's okay. Do this, and we'll heal Daniel's face.
That's nice.
Well played.
We'll see if that 2 damage matters. Do you wanna flick the light on?
Of course.
Thanks. It's getting a little dark
Yeah.
in here.
There we go.
He's gonna be able to kill this, and then he'll be able to make a value trade here. But what Daniel doesn't know is that 1 damage is exactly what that needs to be for this to kill it.
Oh.
Alright, so what do I want to do here? If I play this, I'll have 4 mana left over, which would be just enough to play this. If I play this, then this, then this, I can do all that, so I might as well do it in that order.
Oh,
And then I've got... Oh, actually that was the wrong order. It's okay.
Amazing.
I'll explain why it was the wrong order in just a sec. That was the wrong order. Oh my gosh, I'm really playing poorly right now. I want to kill this. It makes this spells cost less. But oh my gosh, we could restore health to these. I don't think it's worth it. So here's why it was the wrong order. A, this damages my own board.
Right.
B, this adds a more expensive card than 1 cost. We had 1 mana left over at the end of the turn. So if we played this would be 4 mana, which would be better, and nothing else would be different. This does 10 damage randomly split here. It will something will live. That lived. Now he can make this trade if he wants, which he probably should do because I could heal this to 3/4 and then
Right.
trade, and then it doesn't die. Now we do have the time rip to destroy a minion and invoke Galakron, so we could do that here if we want. Crunks, that draws our
Nice.
Galakron. That's that could be pretty useful, and we could kill this at the same time. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we get our random. It invokes it. See, we see it invoke it here,
Yeah.
and now it's invoked all the way. So it will destroy 4 random enemy minions, and equip a 5/2 thing, and then change my hero power from heal for 2 to add a random priest minion to my hand, which is better in terms of value because when we get to the late game, it's about. All right, so he's gonna kill this. So now the question is, do we want to play Galakron, or do we want to wait for Daniel to have a bigger board?
Yeah.
I think we want to wait for Daniel to have a bigger board because I can also kill that with the Shadow Word Death I've been holding on to. So let's go ahead and we'll draw a card with our big old whelp. Scale Rider. If you're holding a dragon, deal 2. Unfortunately, that's got 4. So we're gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna play. I could heal myself for 2, but that doesn't really accomplish anything. 5/8 is pretty big. Now Daniel has to deal with these, but no. When he spends the 8 mana on spells, he will get a 6/6 dragon.
Right.
So, but he just hasn't had it. Daniel's Heavy breathing over there. This is a really good example of, I think, Hearthstone at its best, where it's
Yeah.
most fun, which is once I play more of the meta, it'll be more clear. But Daniel will have a deck full of Daniel will have a deck that I generally will have an idea of what's in it, and I will have a deck of what I know what's in it.
Sure.
And so what I might be doing is, like, for instance, I know Daniel, and I've played him a little bit. I know he really likes this card called King Feoris. King Feoris summons a whole board full of big guys. So I kind of want to use Galakron to kill that big board of guys
Yeah.
when he does it. So, like, I'm kind of playing around. Like, and that's, to me, what I love about Hearthstone is, like, being able to play around what my opponent does. So was that the card he got from this? Let me look. Malagos' Missile. So Malagos discovers a crazy spell for you to use. And so, let's see. How do we want to do this? This is good. It gains +1 health for each card in our hand. This does 2 damage to something. So that's pretty good. So, let's see. This will do 2 damage to both of them, which is okay. So we have a lot of okay things. So it's kind of, now I have to determine what's the right play.
Right.
And I think what the right play is...
What is in Moon's will?
Let me think for a sec. Wait. We could just kill them both with this, which isn't necessarily bad. Let me think for a sec. This does 2 and 2, which will put this down to... shoot, what are we going to do here? I want to play this and heal them back up. We could do... there's kind of a sneaky thing we can do. If I do, like, this, and then this... and then this, I'll heal them all up. But the question is, do I want to play this first? Okay, we gotta go fast. No more time for thinking. Oh, that doesn't kill that. Whoa, shoot, we made a mistake. Oh well, that thing lives. I thought that thing would...
I can't believe that survived.
Yeah, it's okay. That was kind of my mistake there. All right, but we did it. We have a nice, healthy, big board here, and so I know that Mage's biggest AOE is called Flame Strike. It does 4 damage to all my minions. So generally speaking, I want to avoid my minions being in 4.
Right.
Now he can ping one, like do 1 to this, and then make Flame Strike. But then this, and this would survive. So he's freezing all our enemies. I think he's gonna play a Doomsayer here. Doomsayer. Oh, he got another. He discovered a dragon from his Azure Explorer. Let's see, that guy right there, the little discovered dragon, and he discovered another one of these. So that's pretty good for good old Daniel. So now we have to. We can invoke Galakron again. That'll give us a random mage spell, which seems kind of, or not mage spell. That was like not at all what it does. Discover a copy of a card in our opponent's hand. We could get the new big spell he just discovered.
Yes.
We didn't get it. Oh, okay. So we got if your deck has no duplicates, add 2 dragons to our hand that cost 0. That's really good. I wanted his new thing. Darn it. I'm gonna do this one though because it's cheap, and I think our deck will eventually have no duplicates in it, so we can't play this.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna heal this guy up because he can only attack when he's at full health, and so now Daniel has to damage it. Otherwise, it can attack next turn.
Yep.
This thing will glow yellow when its ability is active. So any card that says if blah 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 blah, like if you're holding a dragon or like this, if you're holding a dragon, it will glow yellow to indicate to you, yes, the effect is in place.
Oh, that's really useful.
Like, yes, I totally agree. The cards will normally go green if you can play them, and then yellow if their conditions are met for their special things. So right now we're in a pretty... Daniel is probably thinking Malagos. I think there's a Malagos' Flame Strike, which will deal 8 to my whole board. Nope, Malagos' Nova. He does 1 to my whole board. All right. And he plays the card that we stole from him. Now we're at the point where if he plays the dragons from... No! He chose a... That's really good. Choose a friendly dragon, add a copy of it to your hand. So now he's got that. So that's really bad for us. Set each player's mana crystal. Wow, he's got a huge board. So this is what we've been waiting for.
Yes,
why we've been holding the Galakron. So, but what we're going to do is we have to make a decision. Do we want to do this? We could. So we could do deal 2 to all, or we could do this. Deal 2 damage to a minion. We could deal 2 damage to this. And the reason why we could do that is it just destroys 4 random enemy minions. He's got 6. Destroying this isn't that good. So I think we do this, deal... And then we'll destroy, and we hope that one of these 2 lives, because we can actually kill one of these 2 with our claw that we equip. All right, And we'll kill this. And so we're sitting okay. This could be a lot worse. We managed to deal with his whole board, and now we got new greetings.
Oh.
Now obviously Galakron's like a villain, so right. Oh, so this card gives you the perfect card if your deck has no duplicates. So he's looking for Twisting Nether. He's gonna play Twisting Nether here. Yep. I know what the perfect card was.
Wow.
And then it summons his dragon. Oh, that's annoying. Why didn't it do it first? But this is active. Ha ha ha! We get our. If we're. Oh. Now we get the upgraded mage spell. Malygos' Frostbolt. One mana, add 3 mage spells to our hand. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do. I kind of want to kill this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna punch that, and I will play this 3/4. 3/4 is weak to Flame Strike, but if he's Flame Striking, that's 7 mana. I don't know what he's doing with his other 4 mana that deals with these 2 things, which will still be alive. That's why I feel like it's okay to do that.
Gotcha.
Also, if one of these survives with little health, we have this in our hand, which is one of the random cards we got. At the end of our turn, restore 5 health to a damage-friendly character.
Okay.
So it could hit our face, but it could also hit one of these. Another really strong dragon. So like you can see the dragon theme coming through. Even some of these are dragons that aren't even from this set. This is from a different set. But makes the first spell he costs each turn 0. So and we have limited ways of actually dealing with this right now. Maybe we should have taken that 1 mana polymorph. Let's go ahead and we'll add the 3 random mage spells to our hand. We could get something to deal with this. We did not. Add a random mage spell to our hand, but we could play this first. We've seen him play it.
Oh, that's true.
So now we'll add a random mage spell to our hand. Summon 2 0/2s with Taunt. That's kind of good. It kind of protects us a little bit. But let's draw 2 cards, because we have a card that will just destroy a minion and invoke Galakron. That's exactly what I want to do. And guess what this also does? Finishes the quest.
Oh, that was fast. Excellent.
So that's really good. And he only has 6 cards left in deck. We only have 6 cards left in deck. So we're nearing the end game here. So now it gets tricky. Dan's got a handful of cards though. We've got a handful of cards. So this is like a value matchup.
This is like a sweaty game.
Yeah.
As one might call it.
We'll see what Daniel has here. I think he still has... Does he still have his Malygos spell? No, he used Malygos' Nova. So he has no more of those big Malygos spells. Okay. Which is one of the things I'm trying to keep track of when I'm thinking of his hand. Because you can't keep track of every card in his hand. But I know he's got a couple things. I know he's got Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, the card that gives you the dragons. Okay. Right, this one, actually. I know because he added a copy of a dragon to his hand. And he did it on this, and he hasn't played it since then. So I know he's got that. I know he's got a random spell generated from this. I'm trying to think. And he's got a bunch of dragons probably, because that's what his deck. He's been playing cards that work on key off of playing a dragon. This does 1 damage to everything, so that makes this. Now he can kill that with this if he wants. But we still have a lot of damage overall here. Yeah. Oh, he's got something to kill this. Maybe a polymorph. Fireball. Rolling Fireball. Oh, deal 8 to a minion. This is a new card, and then any excess to the left or to the right. So like. So, ooh, we have a good play here. All right, so let's just consider our options before we fully commit to the play. I love this play. So sets a hero's health to 15. We set him to 15. It does like 14 damage effectively, and then we punch him with all of these. The only question is, what are we doing with the rest of our mana this turn? And I think what we want to do is, I think we want to hero power and add that, like get some value from this, and then we'll play the mirror image. So because we know that's our thing, the proper order is to do the random thing first. Right. Good. Whenever we cast a spell, summon a 1/1 zombie with taunt. Ooh. Not great. Oh, not that. You hear Daniel in the background. Daniel's at 4. Now, our mage does not have much access to healing. Right. So if Daniel can't remove all my attack power, I can just attack. Yep. So healing out of this is going to be tricky. But
we have 2 in taunt.
But one of the priest's problems is that priest has trouble dealing damage from hand. Priest typically needs a minion on board to hit face. Right. That's not always been the case. But it's part of class identity, so to speak. So he's flame striked. Now these guys he can clear my board just barely, but it took his whole turn and a big resource of that flame strike.
Yep.
And since we know he can only have 2, we're feeling pretty good. This is good. Now, note, it goes green. Now, this is interesting. If you're holding dragon, deal 7. Well, we're definitely holding a dragon, so why isn't it active? Well, he doesn't have any minion. So here we want to... Alright, so this is really good. A 5/4 can't be targeted. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to hero power first, I think. Northstar Cleric. Whenever a minion is healed, draw a card. Pretty good. We're running long cards. But if you now in Magic, when you run into 0 cards, you just lose, right?
Yeah.
In Hearthstone, it's a little nicer than that. You just you accumulate more and more damage. So first overdrawn card, 1 damage. Then 2, 3, 4, so 5. So like you'll take damage. So like in theory, Daniel will die from this before I die from this right now. But what I want to do is I definitely want to play the Evasive Wing, and then I'll have 6 mana left over. What do I want to combine with that? I think this is good. It's a 5/5, you know, and it will heal us for 5, so that's pretty good. We still have a big heal in this too. So this card is Echo. Battle card restore 2 health. Echo means I can play it as many times as I want in turn. So I can play it for 2. It's at normally 2. So I'll play for 1, then I'll get a copy that's 2, and then I can keep playing it. So that'll allow me to heal up my minions and stuff like that. This presents a big problem. Can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. So Daniel has to find a way to kill it with a minion.
Yep.
Which creates a problem for Daniel. Though it can't be targeted if Daniel has another flame strike, that would deal 4 to this, and deal 4 to this, and then he can ping down this. But we don't know if he carries 2 flame strikes because we know that he runs the 2 cards that run if your deck has no duplicates, right? So he played a flame strike, so we can be pretty positive he likely does not have another flame strike unless it was generated by a random effect.
Right.
In which case we couldn't have played around it anyways. He did have another one. So now our boards are going to progressively get a little... Another one! Solved the problem once. Can you solve it again? And then we're going to play out a couple more minions. Oh, wait. I did want to hero power. Shoot, I should have done that first. I probably wouldn't have played this. I'm willing to play this 1/3 just to get it out of my hand. And whenever a minion is healed, draw a card. It's actually bad for us. We kind of want this to just not be in our hand and not be in the field of play because it's really good at turn 1. Remember, I told you.
Right.
If this, I literally talked about this card earlier. If the meta is really priest favored, like priest loves playing this card on turn 1, but on turn 10 with no cards left in deck,
Exactly.
it's a liability.
It's a detriment,
I wonder.
This has been a good game.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't gone through. Let's go. Wow. Let's go ahead and we'll do what he's already so mean. What could his
Right,
threat
what could-
be?
I mean, that's pretty rude. Just sits down.
So he does that. That's a taunt and it heals. This is a very good.
Oh no. what
Poor
is
Daniel.
that?
This is our new card that we opened up in packs. Choose an enemy minion. Death Rattle. Summon a new copy of it. This card is really good for us in that regard. Taunt and Reborn. So taunt means I obviously can't go face. Reborn means when it dies, it comes back with 1 health, and it has a Death Rattle. Restore 3 health to its hero. So Daniel's gonna not die this turn.
really good.
Good for Daniel. But I'll take that. When this dies, I get one of these. That's really good. I should have done this first though. That's a really good card. So what we'll do is we'll do this. We'll run our 1/3 into this. It got good
Right.
value here. And then we're gonna do our Convincing Infiltrator. Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion.
Huh.
Actually,
That's a taunt.
this presents more of a problem. We'll do this one actually. Death Rattle, deal 3 to all enemy minions. The reason why I chose this over this is because this presents an always kills something, right? And it's a 2/6. This doesn't always kill something, and it's a 4/5. So it's a little bit better in terms of punching the face,
Right.
and a little bit worse in terms of if I have to play one of these next turn, I'd probably rather play this. Like, let's see, Daniel has an 8/8, right? A big, gigantic dragon. Well, this kills a gigantic dragon when it
Yeah.
dies. So that's why I decided to play it in that order. We do have to be careful, because we only have 1 dragon in hand now. This deal 1 damage to all other minions. And we have this, if we're holding dragon, do a big thing. Deal 7 to an enemy
okay,
minion. So we
yeah.
don't want to play this. This was our other dragon. So we had 2 dragons in hand. So now, and we also have this. Deal 2 damage to all minions, but if I'm holding dragon, only deal it to enemies. Daniel's desperate. likely because he just played a card that doesn't deal with this at all, right?
Oh,
but
no.
gives
What
him a
does it do?
card that possibly
okay.
would, right? So he's looking for what we call an out.
Yep.
But I would know. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is going to kill that because, yeah, it does 3 damage. And then this, we summon this. So we have 8 here, so not enough to kill Daniel. So Daniel avoided lethal for us. It's interesting that he goes face here, though. I probably would have just pinged this down. Running out of cards. So now we have another dragon, which is good, which frees up us to play this, even though we don't want it, because it deals to 1 to all of their minions, so it would literally kill our base.
That one, yeah.
But let's go ahead and find out what's in the box. Play all the cards our opponent played last turn. So he played the Volpera Scoundrel and the Rolling Fireball. We don't want to play the Rolling Fireball, right? Because that would hit our own minion, right?
Yeah.
So we won't play this, but it's good. It could be good later. So we'll go ahead and we'll play this. Get a nice big 4/9, and we're going to play the Zarek. It's just a 6-mana 5/5. I'll explain its Death Rattle in a sec, and we'll punch face. So Death Rattle is if you've cast any spells on this minion, resummon it. So if you're playing a deck with a bunch of buffs, you can keep buffing this, and then the nice thing is the resummoned one has the same... It doesn't live forever, but the resummoned one has the same Death Rattle. So if you play a new spell on it, it continues to keep coming back.
Got
so your opponent effectively has to kill it twice in order for it, and it makes sense because he's the master cloner, right? It's like you like if you don't deal with him the right way, he keeps coming back because he's cloning himself, right?
Gotcha.
Good flavor, but terrible card. I own this card, and I was so excited when it came out because I loved the spell slinging priest, but it just doesn't work. Ooh, that's interesting. So he polymorphs this. If you're holding a dragon, the next spell costs 0. Yox, this is it. Cast 10 random spells. Let's see what's in the box.
Oh, wow.
Deal 5 damage to something. He killed something. Brawl destroys all minions but 1. That could be good for Daniel.
Oh, I love that animation.
Our guy 1, who has 5. Discover a weapon and add it to his hand. Blessing of Kings. He buffed our minion. Wait. Oh, but then he killed it. He killed it with Assassinate. Draws 2 cards. Oh, he kills himself from the fatigue. Trigger a friendly minion's Death Rattle, and then Daniel.
I love playing this card so much.
Yeah, that was really fun. What's in the box? Oh, and then I got 60 gold from that. And I played 30 cards in play mode, so we have 1 more pack to open. And we're 5
That's
gold.
Pack number 90.
Pack number 90. Let's open it up.
5
Nope, I can't open it up.
Let's go.
I would have to open it up on that computer.
Oh, you're right. That was a really good match, yeah.
Was that fun, Daniel?
Yeah, for me it was fun.
Do you want to play one more?
No.
We have 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
Let's do it.
let me get back here.
Unless, why don't we play one? We'll play one game on the ladder,
Yeah,
just
sure,
so that you
sure.
can like join us in conversation and
Oh,
talk
yeah?
about
Yeah.
how did it feel to play that game. Wait, look at what's that? There's some sort of asset problem right now. We're gonna go ahead. We'll play Galacon Road, and we'll play it in ranked because we're rank 5, and you can't dip below rank 5. So we don't have much to lose by losing games right now. The way the Hearthstone ranks is you slowly gain stars for each win, and you lose a star for each loss. And so just winning more than you lose just makes you climb, basically.
Yeah, like Destiny.
And then there's different ranks, and then certain ones are plateaus. So 5 is a plateau. You can't drop below 5, but you can't drop below 6 or 7.
Okay.
I drew poorly in the first game. Like it's not an excuse, but like it wasn't like an ideal draw in the first game. Like the second game felt much better, like because like both decks are more like control oriented, so the back and forth is more exciting.
Our opponent is very likely to be a pirate deck.
Yeah, sure.
Continue on.
And like, yeah.
Big surprise.
There you go.
Oh
Yes.
So right now we're going to do something that stinks, but we have to do. We could kill this with backstab, but we have this. Combo, add 2 lackeys to our hand. Next turn, if we combo this, it's really good for us. So I'm willing to take the immediate 2 damage in order to have a good turn next turn. This is looking bad, though.
Oh.
Ooh, what? Oh, it's a bomb version. Have you faced this?
It's a bomb version?
Yeah, this guy must be running bombs.
I don't know. Like maybe he can like shuffle pirates in the deck.
No, I don't know of a way you shuffle pirates. He's gonna be shuffling bombs into my deck. This is really good against our deck because we want to draw a bunch of cards.
Flick.
Yeah. Well, no. Flick is terrible. Flick can't destroy the bombs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
but
explain the bombs.
so yeah, here, shuffle a bomb into your deck. When we draw it, we take 5 damage.
Oh,
but this is whenever I shuffle a card into, or whenever he shuffles a card into a deck, shuffle an extra copy. So 2 bombs into a deck instead of 1 there. So what we're gonna do is we're in a really bad spot right now. So I love his evil is fun. So I played this to destroy our because it's 4/2 and he had a 4 health minion, so I was able to kill that. But we're getting low on health already. And that's gonna punch our face and that's gonna hurt. Okay.
Oh, that's
Super
very
aggressive.
yes.
All right. So here's what we do. We do this. Punch here, and it's gonna. Wow, we're down to 8. But now we get this back. Oh, we haven't comboed something yet. The best thing to combo is this. Normally we deal 4, but deal 2 is enough for now, right? So, and then we can play this again, and it was only cost 1, and then we get 2 more lackeys. Now,
put the taunt, right?
yep, I'm gonna put the taunt on this. But the first thing I want to do is summon a random 2 cost,
Yeah.
knowing what I get.
Man, when you summon the Tolvir whatever with this.
Oh yeah.
It's-
So this summons a 1/1 with summons a random 2 cost minion, and so this I didn't say this on stream, but we summoned the best 2 drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
After
So I was super pissed when you summoned the Tolvir whatever, like, because it's a 2 mana 2/6, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
super, like,
That's huge.
yeah.
Oh,
We're down to 1 health.
no.
And like, Rogue cannot, like, it's.
Rogue is really bad at healing. We have no healing in our deck. So we can gain 5 armor next turn with this. But for right now, we have a bigger problem. Which is how are we going? We need to kill all
surviving.
this. So we have a pretty easy shot at surviving this turn. Because we can do... So what we do is first we're going to invoke Galakron and gain 1 attack this way. And each time we play a spell, this thing gains 2 attack. This is the random card we got. It's not normally in our deck. But it makes us able to kill this pretty easily. And so then I'll go ahead and buff... Oh, Daniel, I made a mistake. I should have played questing first.
Yeah, but like, questing. Oh, you can put it rush. Oh, yeah.
I could have... Well, yeah, it's okay. We messed up. I'll explain why in just a sec. We'll give... Wait. This is going here. Oh, okay, we gotta move fast. So the reason why this could be a 5/5. We play this is gains +1/+1 for each
yeah.
card we play. We played a card before we played it. So if we're gonna play it, it should always be the first card we play in a turn.
Makes sense.
So now we'll see if our opponent can do 1. They're going to shuffle another bomb into our deck and equip a 3/2 weapon. So that presents us a problem.
Yes.
And this is why, like I said before, we're playing an unoptimized deck.
Right.
Shadow Step. Oh, Taunt! Okay, that's really, really good. So we're definitely playing this. We're 100, so we might as well play it and see what we randomly get off the thing.
Right.
Because it protects us from the 3/2 weapon. Deal 2 damage to a thing. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
We can, yeah.
Remove the thing.
So what we really want to do. Okay, is there a dragon who heals? There actually are
Yes.
dragons who heal.
Yes,
so we want to
one
look
of
for
them.
one of them.
But none of them.
None of these.
+1 health for every card in your hand.
This card gains +1, or this guy who gains +1 health.
Is it possible to discover dragons from different classes?
Yeah. No, actually. Now that I think about it. All right. So then we send 1 damage into this. We destroy this. But this is the one we're gonna keep alive because if we can bounce this back to our hand, we can give another minion taunt. We can actually kill him next turn.
I cannot believe that.
So we could win from 1 here. It just depends on if our opponent can if we draw a bomb, that's bad.
Yes.
Or if he can kill this, that's bad. Give your hero +4 attack. So he can't kill this. What's the last card? Can it hurt me? Can you hurt me?
Oh.
No bomb.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So we have to do this in the right order. You can play 1, 2. Oh yeah, okay. You can play 1 sec. 1, 2, 3. All right, wait, mana. 3, 4, 5. We have to play this last, and we have to play. Oh, wait, okay, so we do this.
That's easy.
We won from one house!
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's why you never give up. And that's part of what makes Hearthstone like right. It can be a really exciting and engaging game because you're never out until you're down to zero. And there was a chance though that we just draw a bomb and lose, right? But we played to our outs. We played so that our opponent couldn't kill us each turn, and we managed to take it.
Another thing about like the second game, it really felt like a dragon expansion because we had a lot of dragons.
Yes. Oh
And this
yeah.
is awesome because like dragons have like, I don't know, it feels like powerful, you know? Like,
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're playing a Warlock.
we had like 4 Maligas in play at some point.
All right, so none of these are really what I want to play on turn 1. I do regret this deck currently does not have one of my favorite cards of all time called Pharaoh Cat in it. And Pharaoh Cat is a 1-mana 1/2 that gives you a Reborn minion, a random one. And it's so good. It's such a good card, even though like I wish it should be in this deck. I think it would be like the ideal card we'd play on turn 1.
Okay.
So here we kind of have this is a pretty weak hand. The reason why is this is good later on to combo with a bunch of small stuff. We don't have any small stuff. We've got these two. These can remove some medium-sized threats, so that's okay. But this card isn't. It's not doing it for me right now. But we'll see. We can draw into a lot of good cards in our deck, so we'll see what we get. We want
It's
to.
probably gonna be handlock, right?
I don't know. It could be Zoo.
Oh yeah.
So, So right now we're doing a lot of shorthand. So Handlock is a control deck that likes to have a big hand size. It has various cards in the deck that benefit from having a big hand.
Okay.
Zoolock is like the complete opposite. Warlock has literally the best hero power in all of Hearthstone. No one disputes this. It's draw a card and take 2 damage. Now, taking 2 damage is Handlock. It's Handlock, Dragon Handlock. Draw a card and take 2 damage. Drawing a card is way better than like equipping a 1/2 dagger.
Yeah.
And so now there is a downside to it, but most people will tell you that the downside is not really that big of a deal.
Sure.
And so
And Warlock can heal like itself.
well, not very well, but it does have some healing in its class identity, as well as any neutral healing. So so it's really not much of it. It is a drawback, but I've lost games, for instance, because I life tap too much. But generally speaking, this is the strongest hero power in the game. And what makes this hero power very good is in a Zoo deck, which actually takes its name, I think, from a Magic the Gathering style. It's like drawing from a Magic the Gathering thing. But the basic gist of it, a Zoo deck is like, well, if I run out of resources, do you know what I can do? So I can just keep tapping, and it's like I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. I draw my original card and another one. So here we're going to do this. Daniel, what do you think? Do you think I should play Questing Adventure?
You'll probably remove it. You have 1 or 2.
I have 2 in the deck, but I only have 1 right here. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, play it like. Oh, nice.
You can play 3 cards, so it makes this a 5/4, which is like relatively big, harder to remove. Yeah. And then next turn we'll probably just play a Spirit of the Shark.
Oh, Spirit of the Shark with the.
Too bad we have 2. This is bad though. Spirit of the Shark A does not make itself better, so having 1 on the field, 2 like literally does nothing for you because it's your minions, battlers, and combos triggered twice, not trigger an additional time. Our A, that's one of his big board removals, and he used it on that, so that's good. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the Spirit of Shark. So this makes so Mr. Battle Cries and combos trigger twice. Well, this will deal 4 damage to something, and this will add 2 random lackeys to our hand.
Okay.
He killed it. Rats.
Wait, what did he have it? He killed it.
Deal 3 damage to all the minions. Now this has stealth, so that means they can't be attacked right away. But unfortunately for us,
But with like an AoE kind of thing like that.
you know what we say to him, right? Deal with it again. Because we have 2, so we might as well. This will give us 4 lackeys, though. That's why we're doing this, because 4 lackeys is really good. We can kill this 5/4 that he just played. Or, sorry, not he. They. No cap, no space. But unfortunately, we're taking a lot of damage. This seems to be the theme of this deck, right? All right, so...
Killing your opponent?
No, taking a lot of damage. Add 4 lackeys to our hand. Some of them will be able to deal with this better than others.
Nice.
Nah. We can't kill this.
You could eviscerate? Oh, no.
No, Eviscerate does 4. This would give something Taunt. It actually would give +4/+4 on Taunt, which is pretty good. This will transform a minion into a random minion that's better 2 times. So let's go ahead and do that. That's a 5/5. Now I could give it rush to protect these. Or what I could do is I think what I'll do is I'll just give this +4/+4 and taunt. So now he can't kill this, but it makes it harder to kill this. So we'll see what happens. And this is stealth. That's why I didn't feel like the need to give it rush and attack in. I'm like, this thing's probably going to get attack off anyways. So let's see what they do for 7. Alright.
Okay, Spirit of the Shark came pretty handy, right? Like, we were talking trash about the card earlier.
No. Spirit of the Shark did not come in pretty handy, and I really actually don't believe that. Surprisingly, and I'm not trying to be contentious either, I legitimately believe that it is actually probably a bad card here, because I just spent the past 2 turns playing a 0/3 that ultimately, what did it do? It gave me +2 damage on a thing and gave me 2 lackeys. But I spent 8 mana on both of those.
Okay.
So I would say that was not exactly great. This looks like a turn to play Questing Adventurer. So how are we going to do this? So I'm going to play Questing. Give me a quest. I don't want to give this taunt because it's my big minion. So I'm forcing my opponent, if he has some charge or rush minion, to go through this. Right. That's why I put it on the little 1/1. All right, the reason why we're okay with kind of burning a lot of resources here is because we have Kronk's Dragon Hoof as our refill. So
That's a big board clear.
So
I didn't really think that.
So we get Galakron. We punch face. What? It only draws 1. I thought we invoked. We invoked once.
Yeah, I have to move twice.
Rats. Okay. Shoot. That's my bad. Still, this presents a problem. It's a 6/6. Our opponent's getting relatively low. We want to invoke again if we can, but this might just end up being our turn next turn if we don't we don't feel too threatened. Deal 2, heal 4, heal 2. That's not too impactful. That's at 9. Let's see. How does he kill this? Deal. Oh. Okay, he kills it. That's not bueno. Evil Miscreant. Shoot. Oh. I made a mistake. That's okay. I'm gonna do something dumb. I'll explain why that was dumb in a sec. So I have this card. If I control lackey, choose a fantastic treasure. So maybe I should have saved one of these lackeys, so that way I could do lackey, this, and play the treasure next turn. But we'll see if our opponent. Oh, he's gonna play the 1 mana card that does 1 Hellfire.
Oh.
Summons a 6/6.
Yikes.
All right, here we go. So Galakron gets upgraded, so now draws 2 cards. And then we're going to hope that we get we draw 2. I don't think any 2 cards in our deck can save us. I think we've lost here. 6, 10, 14. Actually, And I might as well give this +1 attack. Okay. So we managed to survive. We can get a fantastic treasure next turn. Our opponent has 10. We have 15 health, so that's good, I guess. All right, he's gonna go ahead and suicide into there. Increase the maximum hand size to 12 and draw 4. One of the new legendaries. Pretty strong. So now we have to make a pretty difficult decision. Ooh. That was not what we wanted to see. Alright, so this will add 3 coins to our hand, but that still means it costs 1. Okay. Oh, I know what I know.
No, you need a
right.
lucky first.
You're right. Thank you for reminding me of that. We have to pick one of these.
Replace your hand with legendary minions.
Pretty good. It's a 6/6 with taunt, but it's not going to save us here. Discover legendary minion and summon 2 copies. I think we need like a big taunt legendary minion or something like that.
Yeah, probably. Like,
Though
there's something that you could draw that would save you.
I don't think so. Like if they were lower, if Leroy Shadow Step would be lethal.
Oh yeah.
But they're not low enough they're too high. So like there's a possibility of some cards in my deck costing 0 means I could just outright kill them if they were a little lower, but that's a little too high.
Yeah.
At the end of we're still in it.
Oh, you could, like, the RNG could save you.
Exactly. That's why I played that one first. Though I could have given something taunt now that I think about it, so... Oh, it did Shadow Step! Oh, I messed myself up, didn't I? If I don't Shadow Step... Alright, let's well played him.
It's over. Oh man, it's the last spell that you play, or it's random?
No, it's a random spell. But I didn't have to play Shadow Step there. I could have went all in. So this card replays the spell we would have played that turn, so it could have played the spell that summoned random minions, and then summoned random good minions. But, alas. It's 450.
That was a really good game.
We'll play one more game.
Cool.
I don't think we have time for one of our big epic matches, but we have time for one of these. So far, I think that I can already tell there's ways I want to tweak this deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. The Devoted Maniac.
Yeah.
That's a
Intense.
lot. Oh my god.
Chill, lady. What?
Girl, you're like not.
Right now,
daring to get
this
invited
deck
to
has
a
a...
party.
So, like, I feel like last game, what really sealed the deal against us was those Spirit of the Sharks, actually. I think drawing one of them, I think would have been fine, but drawing both of those 0/3s, really, like, we just didn't have much to do on turns 4 and 5.
Right.
We just didn't
Mech
do...
Paladin?
It would appear that they are Mech Paladin. So, obviously, I kill that with my dagger.
Right.
Mechs can magnetize, so we'll see if he puts, like, a minion on this. A lot of people are saying Mech Paladin is the strongest deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's pretty good for our opponent. So we'll kill this, because at the end of the turn, give a random friendly minion. Yes.
Nice.
Alright, so what we'll do is we're going to deal 3 damage to an undamaged character, so we'll kill this.
I love the sound effect.
We
I
punch
know,
this.
it's
Now
so
we
good.
always make a decision. Do we backstab the 2/1, or do we let it live?
Is it that big of a threat that you want to use your backstab now?
Because, like, he could magnetize something.
Yeah,
And it
and then it becomes bigger, and he can punch my face
Yeah,
with it.
I would clear the board.
The reason why I'm comfortable with this play is because I have these 2 waggle picks. I can deal 4 to whatever he plays next turn. So making sure you just have something with base stats and not something too big. Now this card is the reason why you're running the new mechs. It gives your mechs +1 attack.
Oh,
And you summon 2 little mechs. So that's pretty good. Unfortunately, not good enough. So we kill it. Now he just got 2 little ones. It's not as big of a threat. But he can magnetize onto them. Or they can magnetize onto them. So we'll see what happens. We have not drawn many minions at all, which creates a problem. We've drawn both of our Shadow Steps, which returns a friendly minion to our hand. Really good with some of our game plan. Really bad right now. Add 2 little 1/1s, 2/1s to their hand. So he's going to play them all. We need a Fan of Knives, which is unfortunately not a card in our deck.
Oh my god. But, like, can you discover it or something?
Possibly. Okay. Alright. So this invokes Galakron. So I'm kind of looking for something to deal with these. Do you have a minion +2 attack, +2 health and taunt?
You could, like, hit something, Shadow Step.
This thing will still be 2. I'm gonna kill the mech. And I'm gonna punch here. Is that what you meant by hit something, Shadow Step? I'm gonna play this. So that order was actually pretty important. Okay, this thing can...
Nice.
This thing's okay here. It's not a very good mini normally, but with its 1 attack is enough to take out any of these. So we're kind of okay with it. See, again, we're struggling. We're just taking lots of damage. Ooh, they still have the coin? Oh no, that magnetized onto this. Shoot. So that's why we killed the mech, but unfortunately we couldn't kill both the mechs, and now we're here. Play another one, yeah. Ouch. 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 Now we're in a bind. Flick. Oh, man. Flick kills it, destroys a minion in all copies. If he had 2 of these out instead of magnetizing it, we could have actually killed them all.
But like, I mean,
Damn.
according to Flicks, he shouldn't kill the magnetized one ever because
No.
wherever they are.
No. Oh, you're saying he should because it says wherever they are.
You know, like wherever is.
Hold on.
That's
Alright.
true.
What do I want to
But it's
do
not
here?
gonna do that, I bet. Like,
No, it won't. So we're gonna play the 2/2, and we're gonna see what lackey it gives us. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to deal 4 to this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And do this. Play this. See what I get. It's got charge.
I love the Murloc noise.
yeah.
We do
So
this, and then we're able to protect our face a little bit by giving this taunt. Okay. So that's an okay turn. The flick will work well if he plays something big. He's alright, he's drawing his Zephyrus or a Tiamat. Alright. That's enough to kill this. So that's okay, that makes our life harder. They're gonna play Tiamat or Zephyrus next turn, so we have to be careful around that. We can continue invoking with this. Invoking, it does give us a lackey, which is good.
You need something like.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Ew.
We'll go ahead and Shadow Step this. I want to see what lackey gives us. And we're continuing to invoke Galakron. In theory, if we draw Galakron, it's going to be amazing because we've invoked him now quite a few times. Deal 2 damage. That's pretty good. Alright, so we can deal 2 damage to this. Oh, that doesn't do anything. Whoops. I should have done this first. Get another Galakron. Alright, discover a dragon. Okay. Okay. Add 2 1-cost spells from my hand. That seems pretty good. Now we're gonna equip this dagger, and then we run this into here, and we kill both the mechs so that our opponent can't magnetize on them.
Nice.
We accept that they have got the 1/1 here. Our opponent is beating us in resources, but we're having a hard time. They're beating us in health and resources, and they just drew possibly Tiamat. I really want them to play Tiamat though, because we have the answer. All right. So next time we're gonna play Flick, kill Tiamat, and then we'll go from there. So this is why I was like, why it was so important for me to think about what is my opponent gonna have. Well, I drew an elemental. I knew that this deck usually has 2 particular elementals: Tiamat, which is a good card, and Zephyrus.
What?
He didn't attack here for not a good reason, but he didn't attack there, and now it's gonna.
Bye bye.
Suck to suck.
And then we will go ahead and we'll invoke Galakron here. See what we get for our 1-drop. I should have done this first. We'll give Flick Taunt. And I do not see what... I see us equipping this next turn, so I'm okay with... I can only attack once no matter how many weapons I equip. So I'm okay with attacking his face there. Because I know I'm likely to do this based on... Ooh! Oh, well, we can just Shadow Step Flick, but then...
Hey.
I'm okay with this.
Galakron is like full charge, right?
Yep. So it equips the claw as well. So we draw 4 0-cost cards.
Ooh.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Alright.
That's a good one. Oh, this is gonna be pretty juicy. So we do this, then we do this, and then this will deal 4 to kill that. And then we're going to... We could Togwaggle scheme this to make this one bigger.
No, you could... you're gonna save the Shadow Step for Leroy? Because, like, you could play Edwin, Shadow Step, Edwin.
I don't think Edwin Flat Shadow Step works out very well, because I think I want to just hero power and get a lackey for... And I can have 2 lackeys next turn.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't... So I'm going to do this. So we're setting up just to try to kill our opponent. Which is pretty good. A 10-10, a 5-5, a 4-6, a 5. The problem is that they have Zephyrus. They can easily... They can't get Twisting Nether from Zephyrus right now. But they can get Brawl. They can get Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
So, we're thinking about Zephyrus. Yep, subdue, set of minions attack. Oh, we can Shadow Step it! Hey, we can Shadow Step it! There's his,
yeah.
there's that. So he's gonna be able to kill Flick.
They don't have that card that has that deals 2 damage to all your opponents. What's the name of the card?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to focus for a sec.
No problem.
I can set up lethal for next turn. Oh wait, can I? No, I can do. I think I can kill him this turn.
You can remove Ziliax with them.
Yep.
backing.
I know. Yep, I think this is lethal.
Yeah. Yeah?
Ooh.
Is that right?
Yep.
Nice.
Go ahead, Questing Adventurer. So that's why this card can be so strong in this deck,
Yeah.
right? Because so this guy was gaining +1 attack every time we played a card, and so we just played tons and tons and tons of cards, right?
Yeah.
And then that managed to get him to be big enough to just barely kill him. Actually, not just barely. We were 5 over because we could hit with the claw, and so. But hey, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
All right, it is 5 o'clock.
It is.
Thank you for joining us in this special episode of the Arena. We're celebrating the final expansion of the Hearthstone year. We'll probably return to Hearthstone some point over the break or over next semester before the next expansion drops. But otherwise, this has been Opening Packs and the experience of what it's like to see an expansion like firsthand. And sometimes that comes with the real big joys of opening up a golden legendary or beating your friend's mage deck, or the sadness of seeing your friend open the cards you wanted to open. And sometimes it means going on the ladder and playing against new people and seeing like what new things are other people trying and that you want to try and all those things. But thank you for joining us and have a fantastic Tuesday.
See ya.
Bye.